Yesterday, we talked about what the Minnesota Vikings will do if Danielle Hunter is actually a little bit dinged up and has to miss some time, potential alien abduction, knock on wood. Hopefully that's not the case. But that tweak is starting to get concerning. And we talked about Fadi is ready to rock and roll, but he's unproven. Your depth is Jalen Holmes and Cheeseburger Eddie Yarbrough, as well as Anthony Zettel. The rookies, DJ Wanham, James Lynch, Kenny Willekes have yet to appear. So we talked about the options. It's like, oh, well, what about free agency? What about Clowney? What about training for Ngakoue, right? Blah, blah, blah. And there is an option in-house, but I wanted to give it its own video because I feel very impassioned about this, and it's something that Vikings fans have been screaming ever since 2014. Use Anthony Barr as an edge rusher, you cowards. All right, so Anthony Barr came into the league, number 9 overall pick in 2014, and he was a stud edge rusher at UCLA. And when he was drafted, initially we were like, well, you got peak Everson, you got peak Brian Robinson. Like, why do you need this guy from the Bruins? Like, what's he going to do? Is he going to rotate in? Oh, is Everson kicking inside to 3-tech? I don't know. But then Zimmer's like, all right, I'm just going to change him to strong side linebacker. Okay. Yeah. And then Anthony Barr, I always felt like Anthony Barr has been underutilized. Right, because he has all of this talent as an edge rusher that he showed as well in college as well as in spurts as a pro. It's kind of like using a Ferrari to tow a boat. Like, it can do it, but it can do other things. And why? Why? Right? So Anthony Barr, when he returned last offseason, 11th hour, just fueling the dumbest rivalry in sports history with the Jets. The 5-year, $67.5 million deal with $33 million guaranteed. Everyone's like, okay, well, now he's got to earn the money as he's one of the top paid off-ball linebackers in the league. And then he had one of the worst seasons of his career. Actually, probably the worst season of his career. Well, it's up there with his 2016 coasting season that Vikings fans just love to latch onto, right? So overall, last year, Anthony Barr had a 56.3 PFF grade, which was 83rd in the NFL for linebackers, which is not great. Which is not good. 52 grade in coverage, which was supposed to be his bread and butter. Missed 9 tackles, allowed a career-high 64 catches, as well as a career-high 586 yards receiving, including 405 yards after the catch, as well as a 105 quarterback rating with thrown at, as well as tied a career-high for 4 penalties. But other than that, he was really, really good. He was just great, right? And this kind of sucks because I've always been an Anthony Barr apologist. I've been the one when the Barbarians are at the gates, like there's a significant portion of the Vikings fan base who do not have the time of day for Anthony Barr, and I've always been the one just like, meh. I know I'm like Kevin Bacon in Animal House. All is well, all is well. But with Anthony Barr due to have a $15.5 million cap in 2021, and the Vikings can save up to $13.9 million against the cap next year if they move on from Anthony Barr, this is an important season. This is extremely important. So why not let him, he's a peacock. You have to let him fly. Why not let him do the thing that he is very good at that you haven't really utilized yet? Because Anthony Barr, his final 2 seasons at UCLA, remember, he was originally a running back in Westwood, and then they switched him to a hand-the-dirt defensive end. He had 41.5 tackles for loss, 23.5 sacks in 26 games over his final 2 years, which is pretty good. And yes, Zimmer, I understand that. Oh, it's so cool. I get the 6'5", 255-pound dude who can move like he does and is decent in coverage. I can play him at linebacker. I get it, Zim. But let him hunt. Let Anthony Barr rekindle his role as an edge rusher. It's something they've been flirting with for years now. I mean, last couple of years, like, oh, in training camp, Anthony Barr is working with the defensive line as opposed to the linebackers. And then you get into the season and it's like, oh, no, same thing. Same thing, right? So get him some edge work. Get him some work in passing situations. Get beyond like the double A mug gap look. And he can get after it. Like in the NFL, over his career, he has 125 pressures as well as 16 sacks. And as his defense is changing, Anthony Barr should be allowed to do what he's excelled at. Rush the passer. And also, I don't care where. Like this could be a true blue hand-in-the-dirt defensive end, a Fadi and Anthony Barr and Danielle Hunter with a Fadi kicking inside the 3-tech. would actually be pretty damn sexy, by the way. All right. Or, Dom Capers Hinton. Well, there could be a lot of different looks this year in the defense as a 3-4 outside linebacker, which has been Dom Capers' bread and butter. Have him play the Clay Matthews role, except a less douchey version of Clay Matthews. Anthony Barr, get on that. Or just rushing him from a Sam spot in the 4-3. Just get. All right. And also potentially moving Anthony Barr around, potentially using him more on the edge, and even as a potential traditional 4-3 defensive end, that will allow you to get Eric Wilson in the fold more, because I think Kendricks and Wilson, both better in coverage by far than Anthony Barr, getting them on the field in the nickel, which is the base defense, by the way. Nickel is the new base, as well as potentially Troy Dye, where I think Troy Dye adds a little bit of size, could be the true replacement for Anthony Barr if things go wonky this season. The Vikings move on from his contract, but let him try and earn that money, because an edge rusher is just more valuable than an outside stand-up off-ball linebacker. Just is, right? Especially when he's been struggling in coverage. So again, that's my plea. Vikings potentially could be thin at edge rusher, 55 double nickel. Just let him hunt. All right, but your thoughts using Anthony Barr on the edge, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull some on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.